Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Dani and today it's time for August M&M'S TBR. I'm sorry if the light is different, I'm filming in a different time of the day, so we'll test it out, we'll see if it works. I'm very excited to film the August TBR. It's been exactly 1 year since I revamped my whole TBR game and made it what it is today, so I'm really excited about it. I don't have anything special for 1 year, but I thought it was important to point it out. If you're new to my TBR game, it's very simple. I pick 5 books. So for each book I pick 2 M&Ms. The first M&M goes on the top, the second M&M goes on the side, and whatever prompt I get, I have to pick a book for it. If I read every book in the month, I get a reward. If I don't read every book in the month, I get a challenge. And the challenge prompts are the ones that are in purple here. Before we start, there are a few books that I am going to try to fit in this TBR. The first one is The Fellowship of the Ring, because I'm buddy reading that with Kelsey. We read The Hobbit together in July, and now we're reading The Fellowship of the Ring, and I will definitely try to fit this book in the M&Ms. And the second one is kind of like a bunch of prompts, because I'm going to try to participate in the Enneagramathon, or Enneagram readathon, I don't remember what they're calling it. It's hosted by a bunch of awesome people, so I'm going to leave their links in the description of the video. Be sure to check their announcement video. But it's basically you do the personality test that's called the Enneagram, and you get a number, and you have to join the team of the number that you picked, that you got on the personality test. I did it a few times in different websites, and I kept getting different results, but also like the first time I was a 9, but almost a 5. And then the other one I was a 5 but almost a 6, and 7 was very close there as well. So I don't know what happened there, but because of that, because I have like almost 3 or 2 that are very high in the numbers, I decided to go with team number 5 because I have the book that is a group book for that team, which is The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. So I'm going to try to fit that book here as well. And they also have a few other prompts for the team that if I can, I will fit the books with the prompts that I pick here, but I'm just at least aiming to read the group book. So let's see how I did in July to see if I'm going to get a reward or a challenge for August. My July TBR was a little bit confusing in that video because of the way I did it, but I basically had to read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, Fireborn, The Hobbit, The Last Beautiful Girl, and Life is Strange Volume 1. And I did. I completed all of them. I'm actually filming this on July 21st, and I'm already starting a new book because I completed the whole TBR. I'm really happy and excited about it, and you will see what I thought about the books in my wrap-up. But I do get a reward. So let's see what comes up. This is not a prompt that is going to go in the board. It's just something you'll see. And if you have more suggestions for rewards, let me know because I don't have a lot here. This one. I got Remove Challenge. I don't know if the camera is focusing, but what this means is that I can remove a challenge from the board, so I don't have to keep it here on the board. So this is one that I have to complete right now because some of the rewards could be like mood read or something that like it's in the middle of the month. But I am going to remove previous TBR from the board because this means that I would pick a book that I haven't read on a previous TBR. And I just want to pick new books. I want to go with new things. So we're removing this one. It goes back on the challenge prompts, the challenge bag. And now we can replace that prompt and also the one that we left here from last month. So the one that I'm replacing here is going to be First Shelf Cart. So this means that I would pick a book that is on the first shelf of my TBR cart, which has most of my most priority books. And let's replace the prompt for this one. Black author. So if this comes up, I have to pick a book written by a black author. I'm getting a lot of repeat prompts in the board, but they're all good prompts, but there are a lot here that would be fun to also get, but it's fine. Now we can start. The first M&M for the first book is green. Second M&M for the first book is green again. A to Z title. This takes a lot of the control off of me, which I don't like. But what this means is that I'm going to randomly generate a letter, and whatever letter I get has to be the first letter of the title, or at least like the first letter of one of the words in the title. But I'm going to try to go with first letter of the title, if possible. Let's see what I'm going to get. So let's see what I'm going to get. Random letter generator. This is the letter that starts with. So yeah, let's try. I am going to ignore like the A, like articles in the beginning of the title, just to get the main word. But we'll see. E. Let's see what I can do with a letter E. Okay, so I don't have a lot of options, but I have Edge Dancer, which is a novella in the Stormlight Archive, which I'm not there yet to read Edge Dancer. The F Word by Claire Holroyd, which is a sci-fi about a group of people who can save the Earth from a meteor or something like that, and they have to decide if they are going to save the people or not. I have Empire of the Ants by Bernard Werber. I don't know a lot about this book. It was recommended to me and it was gifted to me, and I don't really know a lot about the plot. I think this boy inherits this house from his grandfather, I want to say, and then there's a bunch of ants in the basement. But I really don't know if it's a fantasy book and like he's going to go in a world of ants, or if it's really like literal ants, or if it's a big ant, like sized person. I have no idea where this book goes with the ants, but that's the premise. Something along those lines. I have Ever Lost by Neil Shusterman, which is... It is the first book in the series. First book in the Skinjacker series, which would be fun. And then I have The Eye of the World, which I'm not going to try again right now. Okay, so I'm going to pick The Effort for this one. It's not a very well-known book, and I'm really curious to see what I think about it, because I haven't heard anyone talking about it. And it came out this year in January. And this is an arc that I got and I haven't read yet, so I'm excited. Like I said, sci-fi, they have to decide if humanity is worth saving. That's it. That's going for random letter generator for the letter E. Let's replace the prompt. Let me shuffle this. And let's get something in the middle. Oh, I have two. There we go. Book. Okay. So this one is from my Advent Calendar series. If I pick it, I have to pick a book from the Advent Calendar. I have a few to go still. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not good. I have 6 books to read for the Advent Calendar, so that would be a good time to try to fit one of them. The first M&M for the second book is orange. The second M&M for the second book is yellow. This is nice. I got short book. So this means that I have to pick a book that is short. So like under 350 pages, let's say. Let me see what I can do with this. Okay, so for this prompt, I am going to put a poll on Discord for you to vote on which book I should read in August. So I picked 3 options, and you have to pick between Agatha Christie's The Hound of Death and Other Stories. So this is a collection of short stories by Agatha Christie, all about more paranormal horror stuff. So not mysteries, not murder mysteries like she usually writes. So more horror, not short stories. The second option that you're going to have is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This was gifted to me by Kelsey just last month, and I'm really excited to read it. I don't know a lot about the plot of this, but from what I understand, it's about a woman in a library, and she can live different lives of like what if something had happened differently in her life, or something like that. And then your third option is going to be Lock and Key Volume 2 by Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez. This is a graphic novel. It's about these kids who move to this big mansion, and there are these magical keys that do weird stuff, magical things, open doors to weird places. It's a lot of fun. There's a Netflix show. The second season is about to be released at some point this year, I think. But yeah, I only read the first volume, so you could pick the second volume for me. So if you're not already on Discord, the link is in the description, and you can join and go on the TBR channel and vote between these 3 books for me to read. They're all very short. Both are under 300 pages, and this not only is a graphic novel, so it's super quick to read, but it is like under 200 pages. So all of them are short. Just pick the one that you think I should read. Let's replace the prompt. This one. Mood read. This is perfect. This is the 3rd book. I still haven't picked Fellowship of the Ring or The Maidens, so let's hope the M&Ms are nice to me. The first M&M for the 3rd book is orange. The second M&M for the 3rd book is red. Third shelf cart. So that means that I have to pick a book from the 3rd shelf of my cart. I have a lot of arcs there that I haven't read yet, but they have already been released, and some other stuff that I don't even remember. So let me take a look. Okay, the book that I picked for 3rd shelf cart is Central Park by Guillaume Musso. This is a translated book from French, and like I said, it's an arc that I haven't read yet, but it was already released in March. The book in French has been released for a long time, but it was translated in March of this year and released here. So that's what I'm going with. This is a thriller which fits for one of the Enneagram prompts, and it is about this couple who wake up in New York City without remembering anything about how they got there. And like the night before, the last thing that they remember is the girl was in Paris and the guy was in Dublin. So they have to fill the blank space there about how they got there. They don't know each other or anything like that. I'm curious. I am in a thriller mood, so we'll read this one in August. Let's replace the prompt. Reread. Not something that I would like to get this time. But it is a new prompt that we never saw on the board, I don't think. Okay, hoping for something that I can put the Lord of the Rings in there. The first M&M for the 4th book is green again. The second M&M for the 4th book is green again. What's happening? Remember when we used to get only blue M&Ms? And we're getting the prompt that I just put on the board, which is a book from my advent calendar. I can't pick The Hound of Death because that is already on the poll that you have the option to pick for me, so let's see what I want to read. Okay, so the book that I picked from the advent calendar options that I had was The Dream Daughter by Diane Chamberlain. This is a literary fiction, maybe with sci-fi. It says there's paranormal stuff. But the plot of the book is that this woman is pregnant and she's a widow, and she finds out that her baby is going to be born with a heart defect. So after that, her brother-in-law comes and says that he maybe has a way to fix that. I don't know, we'll see. This is recommended to me by Natalie, but it's also one of Sarah's favorite books. I'm going to leave their channels in the description as well. If this is something that sounds interesting to you, you can check their review for it. And let's replace the prompt for the final time. Of or the? You know what has the in the title? The Fellowship of the Ring has two this. We could get this prompt. First M&M for the last book is brown. Second M&M for the last book is red. Okay, it looks like I'm reading 2 books from an advent calendar this month. That's nice, but they're all kind of chunky. Okay, I don't know if I'm making the right decision here because I still have to read The Fellowship of the Ring on top of all of these books that I picked. But the one that I am most in the mood for, at least right now, is The Nightingale by Christine Hanna. This is a historical fiction about World War II in France, and it's not something I usually read. It is quite chunky, has over 550 pages, but a lot of people love it. And this was the one that Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand that she recommended to me. So yeah, her channel is already in the description, but I'm going to attempt to read The Nightingale this month. This is also a book that my mom read recently and loved, so it would be nice to chat to her about it. Okay, this is a very unexpected pile of books. I just bought a bunch of new books and I couldn't fit one of them in the TBR. So this is what I'm reading in August. The Effort by Claire Holroyd, Central Park by Gail Musso, The Dream Daughter by Diane Chamberlain, The Nightingale by Christine Hanna, and whatever you pick from these 3 options. So either The Midnight Library, The Hound of Death, or Lock and Key. This is not in the M&M'S TBR, so if I don't read them, I don't get a challenge next month. But I'm also going to read The Fellowship of the Ring and The Maidens in August. So this is more accurate of my reading in August. I don't think it's impossible, but I don't think it's going to be easy necessarily. Unless the books are really great and I love them and I fly through them. We're going to replace that prompt next month, so remember to subscribe if you like this video and if you want to see more M&M'S TBRs from me. Let me know if you read any of those books and if you like them, do you think I'm going to enjoy them. And remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for joining me. Bye!